you're also part of the Nubian caucus, the Nubian caucus.
Yes.
How did you find yourself in the Nubian caucus?
One, as an organization, we were given an opportunity to represent the Nubian youths. And that is why we were part of the caucus. And the main reason we were there is to make sure we check on all the things that are happening in terms of the community engagements and raise our concerns on issues specifically affecting the Nubian youths. Because all the other organizations which are there, they also had representatives and they spoke for the entire community. But main role that we had was to make sure that we also push for the interests of the youths. When it comes to issues of maybe development, we want to see our youths being part and parcel of the jobs that will be created. We want to see our youths trained and also being part and parcel of monitoring that is taking place during the development phases.
So you also appointed as a youth representative in the task force?
Yes, yes.
What was your role in the task force? My
main role was one, apart from protecting the interests of the youths, was also to protect the interests of the community. Making sure that the report, the final report that will be presented to the president reflects what the community said and the youths. Personally, with our team of Nubian Youth Council, we managed to come up with a strategic plan for the youths, presented it to the panel, and alhamdulillah, majority, 90% of what we had presented is what is reflecting in the report that is going to be presented to the president. Yeah. And also make sure that all the benefits and gains that will come from the development that will come in the future. Youth, since 80% of the community are youths, we believed we need to push for them to also get a chunk of all the goodies that will come with that development.
Yeah, but there are still cases in court.
Yeah, where there are still cases in court.
Can you affirm that what has been witnessed to the president is what was the community?
Personally, I sat on that panel and I was part and parcel of that task force. I want to confirm, maybe majority of us have not read the report, but if you go to the recommendations, we are very specific on issues of the Nubian community. And all the hearsays and the propagandas that are going through, those are just for other people. But what I know, the document is well, and we've made sure all the things that the community requested and said is what we've put in that document. And I believe it is only Allah who knows what we did. And for the first time, this is the task force where, we will go back to history. Every time the Nubians who were put into committees working in connection with government, they used to be fighting and they disintegrate themselves. Then everything falls apart. But this time, alhamdulillah, this is the first task force where we sat for 9 months, and all the Nubians who were put in that task force, 98% of them were focused, and that is why the document is now out. Personally, I'm aware we were not even paid a single cent. It was very unfortunate for us. We are the task force that worked without even getting money. We had to use our own avenues. Through the chairman, he had to sacrifice his time and look for other friends to make sure that we have a good report just because of the community. For majority of the members of the task force who are non-Nubians, some of them left us alone. We had to drive the engine as a community because we believe, apart from the development coming, we'll have a report. We'll have the tangible report that will come and help the community in the future. If the community will decide that they want now to go the private way of developing, they will have a document to refer back. Today, through task force, we've managed to do drone mapping. We've managed to even check on the beacons. And all this needed more than 100 million. But alhamdulillah, through it, we've managed to do them. We have the maps, we have the documents. That means even the coming trustees, the only responsibility that they will have, even if the government will not support that initiative or the project, they will have to look for other private developers to come and help. if government will support, the only responsibility that they'll have is to make sure that things are running smoothly and making sure that the community achieve its goal. I also want to tell our community, let's not think of development all the time. Let's think of the tangible document that we have. What can you do with it as a community? If today government decides it's not going to assist in developing, because this land, as I'm aware, we are supposed to look for almost 600 billion to develop it. And what I know, with the way the current economy is going, government has no capacity to just focus in building the entire 288, leaving other things, yet there are other communities in the country which also need the same. So it means we also, as a community, we have a challenge to also either start looking for other outside developers, investors, bring them, show them what we've done, and make things work for us as a community. Because this project cannot be done by an individual. This project cannot be done by a single organization. This project cannot be done by a single developer. It needs multitude of developers for it to be achieved.
What is NYC planning concerning 288 and the youths? What activities are you planning? Sensitization?
We are having a lot of marvelous plans for the youths. We've realized youths between 18 to 35, they are not engaged fully when it comes to issues of DIN, when it comes to issues of drug abuse. So we want to focus with that age gap by making sure, one, we come up with mentorship programs for them. Two, coming up with sports, inter-village sports, where we'll be able to bring the youths together, speak about drugs, and make sure that they're able to understand the menace that comes with them engaging in drugs. We are also planning to make sure that for the 3 years that we'll be in office, we try and resource for as many resources as possible for us to make sure that all the activities that we want to do work for the youths. And also an opportunity for the youths to also have issues of internships. I'm more focused on youths getting internships because, one, I know they'll have enough chance to develop their skills and get experience. Two, they'll have something to take home because they'll be given a token when you speak about internship. We also have attachments. Very many youths in the community go to universities, go to colleges, but when it comes to issues of attachment, it becomes a bit difficult. But because now NYC is well connected, it has a good rapport with very many organizations, we want to push and make sure it becomes a center where the youths will be able to get a lot of support when it comes to issues of internship and attachments, and even job opportunities that will come through our office. Yeah, economic empowerment is also part of it, and that is why I told you people, we don't have enough funds, but through the partnership that we are trying to bring with other organizations, we've also come up with a proposal where, if it will go through, we'll have youths who will be empowered through their skills. For instance, those who are good those who can be barbers, they'll be empowered. They'll be given machines to be able to start their own businesses. For those who are good in, let's say, cooking, catering, they can even be given a space and be funded for them to be able to do those projects. For those who don't have skills but they are groups, that is where we bring in the issue of garbage collections, but with the kind of technology that is there. Yeah.
Are you confident with your team will be able to achieve all your planning?
As we had said, we are changing the structure of NYC. We want to bring different model, because outside, if you go outside there, things are now become different. We need to come up with the strategic plan. We need to come up with the better models where our youths can be able to source funds, have good communication team, have good finance team, and come up with models that will bring funding to the NYC. And what I know, by the time we are leaving, it will not be as usual. And that is why we need to prepare the team that will be coming in the future. They also need to have enough experience to manage funds, because we believe by the time we are leaving, at least we'll have good funds and we'll have done a lot of projects for the Nubian youths and the community at large.
Do you have an office where anyone who wants to know more about
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that we don't have an office, but Alhamdulillah, like 5 months ago, we secured a space at the Madrasatul Fala. They gave us a space. At the library, there is a room there. That is where we are acting, and our office is there currently. And even though it's not fully operational because of challenges of finance, but in case anyone wants to meet us, have an engagement, once we've booked an appointment with them, they're able to come, sit and discuss on issues that will support the community.
2 final questions.
Yes.
There's some accusation that you are not a youth, and the other question, what is NYC planning in terms of partnership with other
One, the constitution of NYC is very clear. For you to be elected to be the chairman or to be in the executive, you are supposed to be below 35. And in the Kenyan constitution, anyone who is below 35 is a youth. Anyone who is above 35 is not a youth. And that's what I can all say. But in terms of connections, other organizations, I think that is what brought war, because we have very many organizations that wants to support NYC food.
Thank you for your time.
Welcome.